What's up, guys? Welcome back to the garage. Last we left on that CB750 Hondamatic, we got it running. We got it to fire on its own and run for a little bit, and after that I went ahead and did an inventory of all the parts that I was going to need to get the bike back up and running. I've got everything ordered, but not everything is here yet. I'm still waiting for a few parts. But in the meantime, while I was waiting for parts, I went ahead and sort of cleaned the bike, cleaned all the crumbs, everything that I could clean. I pretty much was trying to do everything that I could while waiting for the parts because I was kind of tired of waiting. But as of right now, most of the parts are in. I'm still waiting for a few things, but most of everything are in right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting things together. So let's get started. These are the parts that I'm gonna be replacing. A new handlebar, so it's a bit lower than the one that's currently on the bike. It looks sportier than the one that's in the bike. And of course, air filter, oil filter, master cylinder rebuild kit, brake caliper rebuild kit, grips, a new horn, piston for the caliper. This is the diaphragm for the master cylinder, brake pads. Let's get started with building the master cylinder and the brake caliper. So this is the order that they're gonna go in, and if you're ever not sure, feel free to refer to your old one for reference. And that's why it's a good idea to take pictures when you taking things out. That way you can refer back to the pictures. Alright, so I got it going a little bit. Now I can just kind of push it evenly. Let's see if I can get it seated. Alright, and I can pretty much say this is done. Obviously I'm going to put the lever and diaphragm and everything in there, just to, so it's just a matter of getting it over, and it will slide in there. Come on, you can do it. And once it's done, this is what it should look like. So it should go down as you press and come back up. Bam. And the lever. The pin goes on top and screws at the bottom. With the pressure from the spring pushing on the lever, basically it could be a little bit tricky to get this aligned. So what I do is I get it aligned, keep pressure on this side with my thumb, and I'm just gonna use a 10 mil to get it going. Once the thread picks up, I'm good. But for right now, gotta get a little creative, I guess. Alright, so thread picks up. There you go. Now it does get a washer for safety. Diaphragm. And voila, we are done with the voila, so this is done, ready to be put on the bike. Now let's move on to this guy, or this guy, or this guy. Tomato, tomato, same thing. That's the brake caliper. This one's easy, very, very easy. It's just a single seal that goes right in that groove there. Alright, and the kit comes of course with the seal, some grease. I already have some grease out. And try not to damage the seal when you're opening the packaging up. Don't ask me how I know. And with this, you want to grab it and basically loop the entire thing both in and out. That's going to help it, you know, go into the caliper and sit. And with this one, it's not going far down, so it's not that big of a deal, but usually I'll grease this a little bit too, not a whole lot. And then just a matter of sticking this in here. Once you get one side going, you just walk the rest. The only big thing is make sure it doesn't get folded, because it can fold on you. So it sits in there. I'm gonna run my finger, make sure I feel a smooth surface, so to speak, meaning it's not folded. Again, I'm gonna sort of grease the piston all over, but very lightly. That just helps it slide over the seal and not try to like rip it apart. You know, it's kind of lubed. You know how when things are lubed up, they kind of slide in to their places a lot easier. So, and then make sure it sits straight, not crooked, and apply like even pressure. All right, so first thing first, we got to take this one out. It's very obvious that the guy who had it before me did a bunch of mods. Like, I don't know what that thing is. It has two wires running to it, and seems to be, I don't know. You know what? We'll find out. Let's put a battery onto the bike. We'll have power so we can figure out what does what. Undo the positive end. And the battery is out. What is this thing? I know it's a relay. No idea what it was for. But anyways, I do know the guy, there's a bunch of electrical wires or mods or whatever that was done to the bike that I'm gonna have to clean up and get rid of. So that's why I'm getting the battery in, so I can kind of test some stuff and figure some things out. I'm just gonna use a wrench to tighten this instead of a screwdriver, because I don't want to have to hit the frame with the screwdriver and make little sparks like. Alright, so battery is in. So because the bike came with saddlebags, aftermarket ones, they had to actually eliminate the turn signal bracket so they could install the saddlebags. Now this one is from a CB750F, so it's different than what was on the bike, but I'm just gonna mod it and make it fit. So what I'll do is I'll need to cut this middle part out, so I'll probably cut it as short as I can, about right here, and then each side will mount to the shock right here and to the frame, and then I'll be able to mount the turn signals. This headlight I know works for a fact. So it's plugged in. Beyond, we've got headlight. We do have high beam, low beam, high beam, low beam. Left turn signal, right turn signal. So we are good. I heard a crack and the bucket is plastic, so definitely does not sound good. The bike is idling a little bit high, but I'm not too worried about that right now because I still have to tune the bike, sync the carburetors, and then obviously make sure the idle is all good to go. So that will be probably the next video that I work on. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. I will see you on the next one.